Hello again to anyone and no one who accidentally stumbled upon this video. So last time I mentioned that I was probably going to play Nintendo Land again, so like a Nintendo Land video part 2 because there's a lot of really fun mini games in that game that I want to that I haven't played yet that I want to play or that I played years ago but wanted to, play them again. And I was going to play Nintendo Land, but I decided when I booted up my Wii U, I saw this game, 3D World, and I thought, you know what? I really want to play Mario 3D World today. So here I am. Um, yeah. Who are we gonna be? Let's start off as Mario. So this is my save. So this game's on the Switch too, of course. Um, Now don't get me wrong. I've played this game before. I've actually beaten this game more than probably than any other Mario game, to be honest. I'm very familiar with this game. So what's like on this level? Oh, this is kind of a fun level. So let me explain. When Mario 3D World came out way back in 2013 for the Wii U, like originally, um, I played the game. Like me and my family, like we got the game, and I played it quite a bit. And over the course of like the next number of months or whatever. I guess I should have been towed for this level to get that stamp. But over the course of however long, however many months, me and my brother and sister, we'd play the game all the time and eventually beat the game. And then over the years, we would kind of go back to the game every now and then. I missed the first star, but I don't really care. Basically, even before this game came out for the Switch, the Nintendo Switch, I've played 3D World a ton. Like I've probably I also mentioned in that Nintendo Land video a couple of videos ago. I mentioned that we have we have the Wii U system that me and my family play, and since I'm kind of like a collector in a way, like a video game collector, I have an NES, for example. Like maybe I'll show you someday, but I have a classic NES system. I have a Super Nintendo, N64, kind of just on my shelf, right? Like just mostly for show. Um, I just like to collect those older consoles and stuff, right? So I basically have one of each of like Nintendo consoles. So we have a Wii U like when I was growing up, right? But since then I bought to my own Wii U, and that's what I'm using now for this video and for the Nintendo Land video. I am not doing very good on this one. What was I saying? I still find it a bit distracting trying to play and commentate at the same time. I think maybe I shouldn't try and ground. Oh, I messed that up again. It's a lot of these guys. So on that other Wii U system, yeah, I played this game a ton, and then at some point I bought my own Wii U. I think a couple years ago, when I was probably when I was 20, I think, a couple years ago. I really could use a power up or something. Oh, there we go. Yeah, ground pounding is if you can time the ground pound on the helmet guys, you kill them instantly. So then when I bought this Wii U system, it actually came with the Nintendo Land and Mario 3D World, like it was like a package. So I have the digital copy of 3D World and Nintendo Land on the system. Like on the other Wii U system that I have with my family, it's like physical, I have the disc 3D World and a disc Nintendo Land. Though the Nintendo Land it came with the system anyway. I think the Nintendo Land always comes with the system regardless. So, yeah. But as you can see, when I started 3D World on this system a couple years ago in 2020, I never finished the game. Like I stopped at in World 5 for some reason. I'm not really sure why. Um, it wouldn't be because I hate the game. This is probably one of my favorite games of all time. I love 3D World. I love playing it like with my friends and family too. Cause it's like those old, like it's kind of like new Super Mario Bros, but it's 3D, right? It's kind of like a mix between those 3D Mario games like Sunshine and Galaxy. Like it's like mixing that with those like new Super Mario Bros, like new Super Mario Bros Wii and new Super Mario Bros Wii U, right? And then you can play this with friends, and it's pretty sick. Honest to God, I've gone back to this game so many times in the last 10 years. Um, I missed a star down there. Hold on, I'll go get it. But over the years, yeah, like how many times have I actually beaten this game, beginning to end? Probably at least five or six. That like maybe even more. I'm not even without using hyperbole. Like I think last year I played through this game again with my dad. Yeah, when I got it on the Switch. So like so as I was saying, like when I stopped in World 5 for some reason on this version that I'm playing right now. Like I'm just continuing through. Maybe I was starting to get bored. I don't remember exactly. But then when I bought 3D World again for the Switch, when it released on the Switch with Bowser's Fury, I played through the game with my dad. And my dad's even played this game like a couple times too with all of us. But I've played through this game and 100%ed it with all the stars and stamps like multiple times. Like on the Wii U and on my Switch. Like on my Nintendo Switch, I have 100%. Every stamp, every star. It's pretty sick. Actually, the one thing I didn't do, or hold on. Oh no, I did too, because you have to complete every level with every character to get the golden flag. And I think after that, you finally unlock the very final mission, like Champion's Road, which is very difficult. And I did. I finally unlocked Champion's Road um, on the Switch version and beat that. As well as I did on the Wii U with like my brother and sister years ago. So basically, I'm what I'm trying to say is I'm a really big fan of this game. Probably one of my favorite games. And what else was I going to say? I kind of lost my train of thought there. I know I missed the stamp. It was down in that. It was in what I think you can go in one of the ant holes down there, but I'm not really too concerned with the 100%ing. Like as soon as this video is over, I'm probably gonna turn this game off, and who knows if I'll ever come back to this particular save. Like I've already beaten this game so many times. I'm not focused on the stars or stamps right now. I'm just mostly focused on the gameplay, just kind of having fun and making this video. But yeah, this is the first time I've turned this particular save, I guess, since 2020 on this Wii U system. But even since then, I've played this game a bunch, like on the Switch, as I said. So, which one of these should we do? Only 8 minutes in. I'll probably do like 30 minutes, maybe 20, 30 minutes. Bomb below. This one's fun. I like the ones with the platform. We'll probably do both. So let's just start with the 5-5. Mr. Bomb. I quite like the cat power up that they added into this game. Kind of like it. You can run up the walls. I would love if they did like a 3D World sequel for the Switch. Because, as I said, one of the great things I think about this game is that it's multiplayer. And I love a good single player game, but I also really enjoy a really fun multiplayer game that I can play like with my family, right? Like just like if it wasn't for the multiplayer, I don't think I would have played this game as much as I said that I have. Like I've put probably hundreds of hours into this game. When you count all the save files I've played on the Wii U and Switch consoles that I have, I've probably played hundreds of hours of this game. But I doubt I would if it was just single player, because so much of the fun comes from like playing with comes from like playing with your friends. I find, right, like I play this a lot with my family mostly. I'm trying to catch this stupid rabbit. Come here, rabbit. And so on the Switch, they released the only 3D game on the Switch that's original, because obviously this like 3D World's a port. Um, but it came with Bowser's Fury, but it was kind of a small little mode. I guess you can kind of count Bowser's Fury, but really the only 3D World Mario game or big Mario game on the Switch is Odyssey, and I love Odyssey very much. Actually, I think I mentioned in I don't remember which video, but I mentioned I talked a little bit about Odyssey 2, or that I hope they do an Odyssey 2. And I always thought a Mario Odyssey 2 would be like really obvious. Like it wasn't really a doubt in my mind for a long time. I was just like, "Oh yeah, like when Odyssey 2 comes out, like I'll totally buy it." But over the years and the longer we go without any news about Odyssey 2, the more I'm starting to think, maybe Odyssey 2 wasn't so, like, in the bag as I thought it was. I thought it was, like, totally in the bag, 100%. I thought it was, like, really obvious, but we're already, like, mid-2022, and I don't know how long the Switch has left for its life. Like, the average console lifespan is 7 years, right? And I think next year is the 7th year for the Switch, and we know the Switch will be like have a full year next year because we have that Mario Kart DLC, which is the last one comes out in at the end of 2023, right? And Breath of the Wild 2 comes out early next year, so we know the new console, whatever's after the Switch, won't come out next year. At the earliest, 2024. But even if it doesn't come out in 2024, I don't suspect it'll be much later than that. Like, if we don't have a new system by 2025, or at least any news, that'll probably be... I just find that unlikely, because that will be so many years removed since the Switch came out. Like, the Switch... It's crazy to think this, because I still remember when it came out, and when people were talking about it, and when I bought it. I bought it 1 year after it came out, so I bought the Switch in 2018 with Mario Odyssey, and... I mean, even 2018, like that was 4 years ago, and next year it will be 5 years ago, and the Switch came out a year before that too. So it's just crazy to think that the Switch is actually probably near the end of its life, but that's probably true, unless, like, we don't know, like, the Switch could have an unusually long lifespan. Like, Nintendo could give it another 3-4 years. Like, it's doing really well, but just looking at like the average lifespan of a console, it's about 7 years. I think that's what it was as well for PS4 and Xbox One. So who knows? But it's probably nearing the end of its life, and we still don't have any news for Odyssey 2. So yeah, I don't know. We might not get an Odyssey 2 for this. Oh, okay. Why did I jump? So we might not. I don't know if we're gonna get an Odyssey 2 anymore. I used to think so, like 1,000,000%, but it's like 50-50 for me now. Actually, it might even be less. Like, I'm really not so sure about it anymore. I think it's like a 40% chance we get an Odyssey 2, and like a 60% chance we don't get it. I'm actually suspecting we might not, because we still don't have any news, and I kind of think 2023 will be the last big year for the Switch. I could be wrong. It could be another 1-2 years after that. But I personally, just my own observation and guess, I kind of suspect next year will be the last big year. And still no news. I mean, it could come out next. Like, Odyssey 2 could come out like Christmas, like holiday 2023. And we could get the trailer for it like spring 2023. It's just that, like, Breath of the Wild 2 was announced so early, right? But it isn't that, like, Nintendo, they don't usually announce their games that early anyway. Like, Metroid Dread, like, they announced it, like, just like a few months before it came out. And that's how they do most of their games. It seems like they're, like, really big, like, it seems like they're really big games. They do announce a little earlier. Like Breath of the Wild 2 was announced years ago, for example, right? Even though a lot of their games are announced, like Paper Mario Origami King, I remember when the trailer came out, it was coming out like 2 or 3 months later, which is insane. I mean, it's kind of cool. Like you get the trailer, and it's like, oh wow, that game's coming out so soon. Um, but it seems like for their like really big games, like a Breath of the Wild or like a Mario Odyssey, it seems like they do announce that sooner so that they build a little bit more hype because those are their really big AAA franchise like games. I guess like Nintendo or Zelda and Mario are Nintendo's biggest IP, right? So again, I could be wrong. They could announce an Odyssey 2 with a trailer like months before it comes out, I suppose. But I suspect if it's going to be so big as an Odyssey 2, I feel like they'll announce it a lot sooner. I don't remember how soon Odyssey 1 was announced, like the first trailer, but like the time between the first trailer and release. I don't remember off the top of my head. It might have been less than a year, you know. So who knows? Maybe in spring or something we will get a trailer for Odyssey 2. But my hope is starting to to go away. So we might not get an Odyssey 2, but if we got like a Mario 3D World, like a proper sequel, like we got that like little Bowser's Fury mode in the port for the Switch version, but it's single player, right? If they did like a proper sequel to 3D World, or even if they called it something different, but it was the same idea, it was like a 3D World, but multiplayer Mario game that you play with your friends and like you go through the levels and stuff. Um, I'd be really hyped for that actually. I don't know if I might even be more hyped for that. Okay, did you see that trick I just did? I fell off the edge, but I landed on the spring I was holding. That was fucking sick. Um, what was I saying? Yeah, yeah. Like Odyssey might be Odyssey's gotta be one of my favorite Switch games. Like actually one of my favorite games of all time. One of my favorite Switch games. But if they made a 3D World 2, whether it was on the Switch or even if maybe it could be on the next system, I might actually anticipate that game more than an Odyssey 2. I mean, it would depend. Odyssey's amazing, but I just I mean, both games really were so creative in their own way. I was gonna say like 3D World was so creative, and it is like like there are so many new mechanics and fun things they put in their levels, like the Plessy, for example, or even this, like the spotlight, and then the bullet bill comes after you. Like there are so many fun mechanics, and like 3D World. I remember when it came out, and I remember thinking to myself like, holy crap! Like this game is so creative and amazing. And if a 3D World 2 came out and it was just as creative, like I'd be anticipating it. It'd probably be one of my most highly anticipated games. Maybe even more than Odyssey 2, but maybe not. Like, 'cause Odyssey, in its own right, it was still amazing, and so much fun. I just love those, because I just love playing games with my friends, right? And with my family. So if I had to pick right now, like if I could pick between Odyssey 2 or 3D World 2, that'd actually be tough. And I can't believe that I even need time to think about it, because on the surface I kind of would just think, oh, like of course I would choose Odyssey 2 over 3D World 2, but when I think about it, I really love 3D World. Like I've replayed 3D World more than I have Odyssey, a lot more. I'll put it that way, right? Like I said, I've replayed this game so many times with my family, and I bought it again on the Switch, even though I've played it a bunch on the Wii U. So like if I had a trailer for a 3D World 2 and a trailer for Odyssey 2, and they both looked like they were just as creative and original as their as the first game in each franchise, it would be a really hard choice, I think. I might even lean toward 3D World 2, but who knows? you could do so much in Odyssey as well, like with the capture mechanic. There's so many enemies that we haven't been able to like Bomb-Omb, for example. You can't capture a Bomb-Omb in Odyssey 1, but like some people were like, oh, like you should add that in Odyssey 2. Like you could capture a Bomb-Omb and like blow up, and like there's so many things you could do, like, and expand on in an Odyssey 2. So I guess it just depends on what exactly they do in each game. Like just how much further they push it, you know? I guess it would depend. I mean, really, in the perfect world, we get both. Like, if someday, if we get some sort of Odyssey sequel, even if it's not on the Switch, like if it's on the next system, but they do some sort of sequel that has the cappy mechanic, and like you capture enemies and stuff, and we someday get like a sequel 3D world game, like it doesn't have to be exactly the same, but like, you know, same idea, like a multiplayer game you play with your friends, but it's like a level design, like a level based game, multiplayer, like Mario game. If we got both those games, then really everyone wins. The fans win, you know. The boss of this level is quite interesting. He's basically just a big, well, he's a big one of these squares, and then you have to like dodge him, and it's kind of cool. It's kind of creative, I guess. I'm just trying to get the star, guys. Thank you. Now this game, it's a lot easier when you have friends because if you die, obviously, like if your friend is still alive, you just respawn next to them. Oh, I missed the last star. That's okay. I'm kind of just rushing through these. I'm not like trying to get all the stars again. As I said, I've already like 100%ed this game multiple times anyway. Just kind of playing this for fun right now for the gameplay for the video. I don't want to use this thing. Yeah, so like this game isn't like too bad with friends, but it can be a little bit challenging by yourself, I find. But it's still not like too difficult, even by yourself. It's not the hardest game in the world. You know, if I had any complaints about Mario in general, I would say that I think it's a little bit too easy. Like a good example, um, actually, I think Odyssey is a, or you know what? Okay, the 2D new Super Mario Bros. Games. So like those games were a lot of fun. So Mario Bros. New Super Mario Bros. Wii and New Super Mario Bros. Wii U, they're fun, but they're I find that they're too easy, and I find that with most Mario games. I think even Odyssey. I think, as I said, like Odyssey's a lot of fun, but it's not like that challenging. Like I can get through most of the bosses without dying in Odyssey. Like there's the like at the end, like after the final boss, there's like that challenge with to fight all the Brutals. It's like a gauntlet, and that actually is challenging. But in the base game, in the story mode, I can get through like basically all the bosses without dying or dying very minimal. Um, and just most Mario games in general, like Sunshine, even most of Galaxy. I think Galaxy, there are some hard bosses if I remember correct, but I think for the most part, if I have any complaint or like thing I think they can improve on, like I love Mario in general. I think like the games are so creative, the 3D games, but I do think, in my opinion, that they're a little bit too easy. Okay, we should have the Cloud World next. Nice. Looks like I have about 6 minutes left in this video. Just enough time for, I don't know, one or two more levels, depending how fast I get through it. Oh. This level's fun. It's creative. Ooh, fireball. Ooh, nice. The first time I played this game, when I got to World 7, it makes you think it's the last world. But you kind of suspect it might not be because most Mario games have 8 worlds. So I think I was already suspecting something was up, but it's like the Bowser Lava world, right? But then after that, you get to World 8, which is the real last world in the story mode. That is, like, there's bonus worlds, but it's like a Bowser Carnival world, and I just thought that was like such a neat idea. Like, like there's like a big Ferris wheel and like roller coasters. It's like a Bowser, like, arena, like a Stampede or like it's an amusement park basically, but Bowser themed. Like he built this park, and I just thought that was like so cool. I think there's a stamp on here if I remember, on top. Pretty sure there's a stamp up here. Do I need a friend? I don't know how to do a lot of this by yourself. Like if you have a friend, you can like pick them up and throw them. Oh, you can't triple jump in this one. I'm almost... Yeah, there is a stamp. Yeah, I knew it. I remember that there's a stamp up there. Not really sure. Because I almost always play this multiplayer. Like, I've played it single player a couple times, but... I don't think I've... Yeah, I'm having trouble. Well, you know what? Screw it. I don't need it. I probably need Luigi because Luigi jumps higher. So if you're playing single player, you probably need to be Luigi. Oh man. Yeah, this will probably be the last level because I'm already 27 minutes in. So when I'm done this level, I'll shut it off. These go by quick. I only feels like I've had this on for like 10 minutes, but it's already been just about half an hour. And I don't want to go much longer. It's pretty long. I mean, I don't typically watch videos and YouTubers for that long anyway. I mean, unless it's someone that I really like, I guess. Damn. Should have gone the other way, I guess. Oh, Toad. What's she doing, Toad? Well, I think that will just about conclude the video because I am now at 29 minutes exactly. I will do a Nintendo Land Part 2 at some point because again there are a few more mini games in there that I remember that are so much fun that I haven't played in a while, like that Captain Falcon one. So I'm definitely going to play that. I don't know if that will be the next video, but within the next couple of weeks, I'll definitely play Nintendo Land again, Nintendo Land Part 2. Probably won't be the very next video. I'm not sure what I'll do next. Haven't really decided yet, but it will be something. It'll be a gaming video. I'll tell you that for sure. It will be some sort of video game. And with that, I think I am just about ready to shut it off. I know nobody is watching this, but for myself, rewatching this, Dom, have a great night. And thank you.